Recon Athlete, episode 126. Chris Sanchez. Zach Luceto on his way, I guess. I don't know. Just heard from BJ earlier. He's down on the coast. Shout out to Ellison Clan. He said he called me later. You know, maybe. We'll see. COVID-19 stays undefeated. I think we got about 18 college games that were canceled today or postponed. I know Wake Forest and Duke were supposed to be postponed until December, but they've go ahead and canceled that game just because those two teams are, not going to be relevant at the end of the year. So they just said, let's go ahead and cancel that one all completely together. Florida State and Clemson, they were postponed this morning because apparently one of the, I believe it was Florida State players came down with positive COVID-19 tests, and the medical staffs of both of the football teams couldn't agree on whether or not they wanted to play the game. So Clemson, Florida State, not going to be played today, as well as I believe 17 other football games, including our Texas Longhorns. Longhorns supposed to be playing Kansas, and that game was canceled pretty early in the week. I think it was like Monday or Tuesday that they canceled that game, and that was due to Kansas Jayhawks. COVID-19, Kansas is a hot spot right now. If you listen to the headlines, everywhere's a hot spot. I mean, that's what the media is portraying out right now. So, you know, and this is a concerning part if you're a Longhorn fan, is Kansas and Iowa, and I've talked about this before. I believe Kansas and Iowa are like the hot spots right now, or two of the hot spots in the country. And the last three games for the Longhorns are Kansas, Iowa State next week, supposed to be next week, Iowa State, and then Kansas State. So, you know, I tell you what, if we stay this way the next 3 weeks in Kansas and Iowa, and there's a good chance that, you know, they don't even finish the season for the Longhorns. And then this whole, you've got teams in the Pac-12 that, like Utah, that's playing USC today, playing their very first game. Ohio State's going to be playing Indiana today. A lot of those Big Ten teams, I don't even know if they're going to get to the required 6 games in order to get to the Big Ten championship. That's going to be the required played games to get to the Big Ten championship. And then you have to talk about the college football championship. Like, I mean, how many games are you going to play or have to play to get into the college football playoff? I mean, if you ask me, my opinion, I would say the minimum is 8, at least. I mean, you got Tulane. They played the other night. And of course, they lost, but they played 10 games. They were 5-4 before the other night. They played 10 games, and you got Utah, who has played 0. So, I mean, I don't know how they're going to do any of this stuff. It's terrible that they have to go through all of this because of COVID-19. And yeah, you know, like I said, COVID-19 staying undefeated. You know, some of the other games that are canceled today: Ole Miss at Texas A&M. You got Georgia Tech at Miami, Charlotte at Marshall. Of course, the Texas game that we talked about. Central Arkansas at Louisiana. Michigan State and Maryland canceled. Wake Forest and Duke. Houston, SMU, Navy, South Florida, Arizona State and Colorado, Washington State and Stanford. And you know, this is supposed to be a big day of college football. We still have 2 games that are pretty big. All right, and I mentioned Indiana and Ohio State, so that's a big game. Indiana 4-0, Ohio State sitting at 3-0. Now I mentioned last week, I believe last Saturday, that LSU and Alabama game that was canceled, and I had said, I had asked the question, if LSU and Alabama were a top 10 matchup, would they be canceled? In my humble opinion, no. So, lo and behold, here we are a week later. We have Indiana and Ohio State. Top 10 matchup. I wonder why this game is being played. You got Ohio State, I believe, is number 3 right now. Indiana, number 9. This game, you know, I guess, you know, I know Paul Rodriguez, shout out to Paul, has said that, you know, the numbers could be cooked or would be cooked in benefit of the NCAA. And I think this could be an example of that. I mean, you never know. I mean, I know we get into our theories, but all of a sudden Indiana, Ohio State's going to be the big game. I mean, that's where the big noon kickoff with Urban Meyer, Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, Brady Quinn, and those guys for Fox are in Columbus today for this Ohio State-Indiana game, which Ohio State, by the way, is a 20.5-point favorite. I don't know if I've ever seen a top 10 matchup. Shout out COVID-19. I don't think I've ever seen a top 10 matchup where the line is 20.5. So, I mean, I might take Ohio State to get that. I think. Shout out to BJ. It says Black Helicopters. I'm talking about my theory. I think Ohio State can cover that 20.5. I really do. I just think that Indiana, they have possibly benefited from some of this COVID-19 stuff. Tom Allen's a great coach. He's got his Indiana Hoosiers motivated. They want to play for him. They'll run through a brick wall for this guy, apparently. He's just a very motivational coach. He's got a bunch of players from Florida, which would help an Indiana team. So, but I just think that Ohio State is just going to be just too talented for Indiana. So I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I would possibly take Ohio State at 20.5 right now over the Indiana Hoosiers. And we'll talk a little bit later. We'll think if Zach ever shows up, we'll talk a little bit of Longhorns because, we had Ohio State, or we lost another. And we knew it. We knew this was going to happen. We lost another recruit to Ohio State. We knew it was coming. Quinn Ewers, the South Lake Carroll guy, decommitting from Texas, and now Ohio State Buckeye commit. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we all knew that was going to happen. Florida at Vanderbilt today, also at 11 o'clock. We got Appalachian State at Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina is still the number 15 team in the country. Now, Appalachian State 6-0 all time against Coastal Carolina. So if Coastal Carolina can get past that boogaboo of Appalachian State, I mean, this is what we come down to with COVID-19. Talk about Appalachian State, Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina, maybe they go up in rankings, and this is where it gets funny because this is why the NCAA doesn't want to expand the college football playoff, because then they might have to put in teams like Coastal Carolina in an 8 or 10 team tournament, and that would just it could get ugly pretty fast. Also today, Illinois at Nebraska. Shout out to McCaffrey family. Luke McCaffrey playing today, and we'll see what happens. Nebraska's trying to turn that program around. Arkansas State at Texas State. Texas State, I don't know. I had high hopes for them this year. I know their record isn't that good. I did watch them a couple of, especially the first game. I mean, they had that really good showing against SMU. They only lost 31-24. All right, it was a 7-point loss. Then they go back and they lose by 3 points to UTSA. They get a big win against Louisiana Monroe, but then since then it's been a 7-game losing streak. It was a close loss last week against Georgia Southern. They only lost 40-38. So they've been in a lot of these games. The ones where they got blown out, BYU, of course. I mean, it's just BYU. Zach Wilson, BYU quarterback, in the Heisman talk now. So, we'll talk. We'll see about. We'll see what Texas State can do today. They got Arkansas State. It'll be their second to last game. They got 2 more games left, and then they're going to go into into the off season, and try to get things. Try to get this effort that they've shown, turn it around, and turn it into some W's. All right, 11 o'clock games. We do have LSU at Arkansas. Shout out to Wes. I don't know, Wes, if you're on my watch party here. LSU and Arkansas today. I know Arkansas was a little bit disappointing for Mr. Wesley Washington because we had high hopes for him against Florida. They just could not stop them defensively. I think it was 63 points that Kyle Trask and the Gators hung on the Hogs last week, and it was just it was not pretty. And we had high hopes. And the high hopes, I mean, saying that they were going to cover 17 points. I don't think they did that. Yeah, it got pretty ugly at the end. All right, we also get into the 2:00 games. North Alabama at BYU. I talked about the Cougars. Shout out to the Cougars. Top 10 team, number 8. I'm pretty sure that they're going to take care of this North Alabama squad and get another W for the Cougars there. Cincinnati at UCF. Top 20 matchup, Wisconsin at Northwestern. That's 2:30 on ABC. Also UCLA at Oregon. That's going to be 2:30 on ESPN2. Got to mention that Chase Griffin, former Hutto Hippos quarterback, going to get the start today for UCLA, and that's due to some COVID-19 issues. Like I said, COVID-19 undefeated in 2020. Their quarterback is down, and for the Bruins, so Chase Griffin yet to throw a pass at the NCAA level. I think he's got the talent. He was a 2018 Gatorade, Texas High School Football Player of the Year. So, he's got the talent. Everybody, of course, he's short, so they have to talk about, he's only 5'10", blah blah blah, this and that, and it's like, I mean, come on, y'all. I mean, are we over the fact that short guys can play quarterback yet? I mean, we've seen it for years now. You're watching Kyler Murray do it again. So let's go ahead and leave that out of the headline. The headline is that Chase Griffin's going to get his first start at UCLA against Oregon this afternoon at 2:30. That's going to be on ESPN2. So go ahead and check that out. Another Big Ten matchup, Iowa at Penn State. Now, Penn State's they've had a very rough season. All right, they're 0-4. They're 7th in the Big Ten, but they lost to Iowa 36-35. They dominated that football game. There's a very good chance that the Penn State Nittany Lions could beat Iowa. Now, sorry, I got to shout out to Brandon Warwick, former 3 guy. What's up, Zach? But there's a good chance that Penn State could get their first win against Iowa. I don't know what the line is on that one. Let's see here. Penn State and Iowa. Penn State, 1.5 point favorite. Let's see, look. Am I smart or am I smart? Yeah.
You're smart, dude.
I'm smart, dude. Penn State 0-4, Iowa 2-2. Penn State at home with the and a 1.5 point favorite. Zach, do you follow Penn State Nittany Lion football?
I did for a little bit, just because that coach could have been at Texas.
Oh yeah.
They were on that like an HBO special about him.
Oh, okay.
Year.
Oh yeah, that one dude.
And I watched him lose to Indiana this year.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that dude scored.
See, and that's my point. Penn State, they dominated most of that football game, and they just, I think Penn State's they've been unlucky almost. BJ says what's up. He says the legend appears, rocking the incarnate word, no less. So BJ giving you a shout out on the watch party.
Shout out, BJ.
Shout
out.
So I want to go back, and I just talked about the UCLA because Chase Griffin getting the start today.
Where did you see that? Online?
No, they said it on. Well, it was on Twitter, and it was actually on. What was the one that I just talked about it? Big Noon Kickoff.
Oh yeah. Did something happen to DTR, the starter?
He's got COVID-19.
Oh dang.
Yeah. So was like
that's like a little sus to me because like how does he have COVID-19 but the second string guy doesn't have COVID-19?
Dude, don't get me started. I already did my my theory on because remember last week I said if LSU Alabama was a top 10 game that they would play that game, and then this week Indiana Ohio State, it's a top 10 matchup. Yeah. They're playing that one.
Yeah.
I'm just black helicopters like BJ said on the watch party. So I guess I think it was this morning when those tests came back.
I feel like there's not a lot of not black helicopters. Just like helicopters in general. They're usually black.
Probably. So Chase Griffin going to get his first start against Oregon. Congratulations. But of course they put 5 foot, and that was in the tweet from the guy. I can't remember. I wish I could remember so I could give him credit for it. But the tweet that they showed on the Big Noon Kickoff, it said 5'10" Chase Griffin gets his first start.
Well, I feel like that's.
And I was just like, man, when are we going to get over the fact that there's short guys playing quarterback? I mean, it's been happening for years now.
I think it's just like people like short quarterbacks, so they want to
sell it.
Yeah.
The David versus Goliath thing.
Right. If you liked Baker Mayfield, if you liked Russell Wilson, you'll love this guy.
Yeah.
Tune in. He's 5'10".
Yeah. You know. So, but I mean, I don't know. We all kind of watched Chase Griffin grow up and play.
You said he was going to win state like 4 times.
I did. I did. I said he was going to win. I said he was going to win state, but
He'd be
they
the
never did.
winningest quarterback in the high school history if it was up to you.
If it was up to me, yeah, he would have beaten. He would have tied Kyler Murray's record. It would have been undefeated. But yeah, I mean, what would you expect from Chase Griffin at this point?
You know, when he went to UCLA, so okay, I think him and his family are very well connected in the football world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think I'd have to like fact check this, but I think they know the right people in terms of football.
Yeah, because
like I feel like when he committed to UCLA, that kind of like shocked a lot of people.
Really?
I mean, he was Under Armour player of the year in Texas, but I don't know. He's still like a shorter quarterback. He wasn't talked about like he wasn't even really talked about like Baker Mayfield was, and Baker Mayfield walked on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they know the right people in the football world. And then whenever he committed to UCLA, I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, he's gonna like, that'll be a cool experience for him. Like, I never thought he would actually be someone that like really competed for the job. And this is UCLA, you know, like they had Josh Rosen a few years back. Like,
yeah.
But the more I followed him and stuff we do in Reflects, like, he's all over UCLA, everything. If you go on like their like social media, he's like getting interviewed for stuff. He's talking about social justice. He's talking about this. He's talking about that. Like, whenever they do
the second quarterback.
Yeah. Like, whenever they like are talking about stuff, it's him. So I was like, okay, they must really like this kid.
Yeah.
So and I think once I saw that, and once I saw like I said, they just post a bunch about him, I was like, he's gonna be the guy. They're promoting him as if he's gonna be the guy.
Yeah.
So I think it's a win-win for UCLA, because this is a guy that not many people knew about.
Mm-hmm.
So if he doesn't do well, you can just pull him and you'll never hear anything about it. You know, like it won't be like, why did you pull the 5-star?
Right. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, he's not somebody that everybody's been waiting on.
Everyone's going to be calling for, you know.
Yeah.
And if he succeeds, then it's almost kind of like a Dak Prescott thing for the Cowboys, where like if it doesn't work out, you didn't spend anything on him, and if it does, then you're getting a great value.
Yeah. So I mean, expectations against Oregon today. I mean, I don't think they'll win this game.
I don't think UCLA is good.
Yeah. Say maybe over under 1.5 interceptions for him.
I'll say under.
Say under?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, hopefully he takes care of the football. So shout out to Chase Griffin and the Hutto Hippo family getting his first start against Oregon today. All right, so finish out this college football. We got Kentucky at Alabama, the only game that matters to some people. Shout out to Melanie. That's for her. She's a huge Alabama fan. She says, I'm going to watch the game. And she's like, the only game that matters. I'm like, which one? She said, the only one that matters, Alabama. Kansas State at Iowa State. That game's still being played? I guess so, huh? It hasn't been canceled yet. So Kansas State at Iowa State, that's a big game. A lot of Big 12 implications there. Kansas State can knock off Iowa State. That would help Texas tremendously, but the Longhorns still have to play the Cyclones next week. Also, let's see, ACC action, Virginia Tech at Pittsburgh. SEC, we've got Tennessee at Auburn, Mississippi State at Georgia, and then Bedlam tonight, Oklahoma State at Oklahoma. Are you excited for that game? I'm kind of excited for that game. I mean, you're yawning right now.
I'm excited for this week of football because there's no Texas, so I don't have to
you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about seeing stuff. So, but I am excited for that game. I'm not as excited for the Ohio State Indiana one that they're trying to sell.
Yeah,
like I said, I don't even know if that dude scored. Like,
yeah,
that.
And Ohio State's 20.5-point favorites.
Yeah.
In a top 10 matchup. And I said this earlier before you walked in. I was like, I'll take Ohio State on that.
Yeah.
I mean, 20.5.
But I am pretty excited for Bedlam. I think that's going to be good.
Yeah. I think so, too. It starts at
I think Oklahoma State can win.
I think, yeah. Yeah. I mean, and
we've seen
a
bad Spencer Rattler. Like,
Yeah.
you can do that. Like you can make him bad.
They don't have fans in Norman? I don't know.
I think they do.
They do, right?
Yeah.
They're like Texas. They don't care. Let's see. Yeah, they do, because it says tickets as low as $134 here.
Dude, let's go.
You want to go up there?
What time is the game?
6:30.
We can make it.
We could make it.
They got any good seats?
I'll check here in a minute. I'm sure they do. Should we wear our Texas gear in there?
Yeah. And sit in the Oklahoma State section.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, and then everyone's wearing orange and we're wearing burnt orange. And we're like,
everybody.
wait, who's playing?
Wait, I thought this was.
Why are y'all wearing that?
What's going on?
Shade.
What's going on here? Let's see. Liberty, number 21, Liberty at North Carolina State, Missouri at South Carolina.
Someone on Facebook, this kid that I knew from high school that played football at Hendrickson, it was like Fox had put out this list of like all the like historic starts to these programs, like Liberty, Coastal Carolina, all these small schools, and he was like, yeah, well, they didn't have to play any of the FBS schools or any of like the Power Five schools in the non-conference. So yeah, they're starting off super hot. Yeah, because these are all these lesser conferences. The winners of the lesser conferences normally will run through the conference and then have 2 losses for the 2 Power 5 schools they played in the I keep saying non-district, non-conference.
Yeah, non-conference, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, and then NC State Liberty. I don't know what the line is on that. I gotta look at that one. I gotta find that one there.
What's the over/under on attendance?
It's NC State's 4.5-point favorite, so not a whole lot. Shout out to Hugh Freeze. Isn't that his team, Liberty? I mean, that could be a possible Tom Herman replacement.
Hugh Freeze?
Yeah.
Didn't he do something at Ole Miss?
I'm sure he did.
I think he
think everybody.
hookers or something.
I think everybody that coached in the SEC did something at their schools, including Urban Meyer
or something on like a school phone or something.
Yeah. Shout out to BJ. Says not a lot of science in Norman. So yeah, that's why they have not a lot of science in Texas either. In Austin, we have fans. Then rounding out today's college football round lineup, we got Michigan at Rutgers tonight. That's on the Big Ten Network. That's how far Michigan's fallen. They're showing their game on the Big Ten Network. Arizona at Washington, 7 o'clock on Fox. Got USC and Utah, not late game on ESPN. And then the even later game on CBS Sports Network is Boise State at Hawaii at Aloha Stadium in Honolulu.
They're allowing people to travel
10 o'clock.
Hawaii.
Dude, I don't think so, man. I do not think so. Then all these games canceled. Golly. There's almost like as many games canceled or postponed than there are like actually being played.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Freaking COVID, man. So shout out to Emo. Emo just got on the watch party. Shout out to his Dolphins. So Longhorns aren't playing this week, Zach. And then we see Quinn Ewers, former Texas commit to Ohio State. We all knew that was going to happen, though, right?
Right. I think that was like the place that after he decommitted that they said that it was probably going to end up.
And then, of course, you get the whole social media reaction, like anybody cares. But, I mean, is it that big? I mean, I know it's a big deal to Texas fans, like the hardcore ones, but, I mean, to you, like, you knew this was going to happen. So, I mean, what is your reaction as a Longhorn fan to see him go to Ohio State?
I mean, I think it's a bummer, but I mean, you weren't going to get him.
Yeah.
Like I remember I read his like tweet on here, and it didn't say anything about Texas is still an option for me. It didn't say thank you to this coach. He was never going to come to Texas after he decommitted. I mean, winning could change that. So right. I mean, if Texas messes around and wins a Big 12 championship or something, that could change. But I don't think after he decommitted, he was gone.
Yeah,
and I think as a Texas fan, you should look at what you already have, and I think Texas should be good for a little while. Yeah,
and they just offered. Let's see, who was it?
Some kid that
Connor Weigman.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's very good. Look at his picture.
He's a 4-star. He's a 4-star guy from Cypress, Bridgeland. So they offered Connor. So Texas loses Quinn Ewers. Then they immediately offer Clay Klubnik out of Westlake. And then now they've offered Connor Weigman out of Cypress. So, But he's like number 7. They said he's number 7 dual threat in the nation. So I mean that's pretty good.
You just gotta make his picture bigger.
You want to see what he looks like?
No, I saw it already.
Oh, you did? Does he look weird?
Yes.
Is that what you don't want him on the team because he looks weird?
Yeah.
That's fair enough. He doesn't have that star power for you. Let's see. And then, that was so. And I talked a little bit earlier. The Longhorns, they got Kansas and they got Iowa State and then Kansas State. So this game is moved to December 12th against Kansas. Does the game next week get played against Iowa State at home?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does the game at Kansas State get played? I don't know if that against Kansas State game. I think the one here will get played because we're doing okay. We're doing pretty good still. I know we just went into stage 4, restrictions for Austin, but I think Iowa State game, that Kansas State game concerns me too though.
Just leaving
in Manhattan.
Just leaving makes you, yeah.
Going to Kansas, going over there, and then things are getting worse, I guess. Worse, my quote unquote. When you're constantly testing people, you're gonna get positive.
Yeah.
You are, and you're gonna get false positives, and you're gonna get false negatives. When you're consistently testing people, there's gonna be some positive, tests. And I realize,
and when you're constantly testing people around the world, you're going to get contact tracing stuff,
And I realize, we don't want to strain the healthcare system. Shout out to all the doctors and nurses that are doing all they can, to help the most vulnerable. But if somebody like that, just be smart about it. If your immune system's not as good as others, be smart about it. Maybe not go out as much. Maybe not do this. Maybe not do that. When I hang out with my parents, I'm consistently masked up. Because they're older. They're above 65. So, if we're hanging out, just like me and you, Zach, we're both masked up. So, I just, they got the vaccine coming. I don't know when it's going to come, but all this stuff is happening now. It's just weird. It's just all weird to me, man. It just feels like they pick and choose, like I said, what they want to do and what they want to play. Mm-hmm. Because the NFL's still playing.
Right.
So what's the difference between the NFL and college?
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean,
for real.
I think you could test for any disease or deficiency or anything and find way more than you expected to find.
Yeah.
That's underlying conditions. That's the reason that's called underlying.
That's true. And shout out to Steven. I know he said this at the beginning of the podcast, but he said, is COVID a betting line at Vegas? I want to put money for COVID to cover.
There was whenever Notre Dame stormed the field.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet that had the score. It said Notre Dame this. Who'd they play? Clemson this.
Clemson, yeah.
Then it said it was a picture of all the kids on the field, and it said COVID-19.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So I don't know. We'll see what happens to this college football season. Just because, if it gets concluded at any point, because all these games are being pushed back, and it's like, okay, well, you can't. We've only got so many weeks left, and you got a team like Utah hasn't played a game yet. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
There's no way they're going to. Utah, you're not in the college football playoff. Okay, you're not in the Pac-12 championship.
See, and that's why.
Sorry, you're just not. It's not going to happen.
And that's why I think they should have pre-booked all the bowls.
Yeah,
because
you've been saying this.
I feel like Utah could have been like, all our games are getting postponed, but I know we're fighting for this date in the whatever bowl. Yeah, we're doing whatever we can to have all the protocols in place correctly to be healthy at this point to play this bowl game.
Right. And then we play it.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, you've been saying it for weeks now.
Instead of being like, okay, we're Utah, we're 1-1 with 5 games postponed. Can we make a bowl? Will you put us in a bowl?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, and you know what? Okay, so I stopped there because I'm like, the little light bulb. Because I'm thinking about the players, you know, like these kids, they've been spending, obviously months on end in quarantine, but they're still like trying to work out on their own, still trying to do their own, still trying to learn their plays and, go through all the motions and do all this stuff. And, because of COVID-19 protocols, they're not able to play 6 games or however many it is. So, why not give them you're already taking away of their 1 year of their.
Like, why not give them one more game to shoot for?
Yeah. And like something to have some kind of motivation for them.
Because what was the Pac-12 only playing like 6 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why 6? We're trying to play 6 games amidst the cancellations of everything. Why not say we're trying to play 7 games and see which ones get postponed? You know what I'm saying? Like, give yourself another shot. Not try to play 6 games so that we could possibly, if we do well, play 1 more, because this is not going to work like that this season. Mm-hmm. It almost doesn't even matter how good you do. It's about how much you can play.
Yeah.
Because, like, if Utah doesn't play but 1 game and there's a team that's, like, in the ACC or something that doesn't have a good record but has played all the games, who do they pick for the bowl?
Right. Right.
It should be the team that's better for the bowl,
Yeah. The team that can sell more.
Right.
Also, but then it's like, man, that sucks.
But as a fan,
a
fan, I would rather see Utah than Coastal Carolina in a bowl.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I have to give you that one.
So make these matchups.
Yeah, go ahead and make them now. What would be one for you? One example. Like Penn State. Penn State's 0-4. Would you still we could still put Penn State in a bowl game?
Well, yeah. What about
against somebody,
What about like Penn State, Texas Tech?
Yeah. Right.
Or something like that.
And just be like, okay, cool. And that would sell.
Right.
That would sell. The Lubbock people would be ready to watch that, and all the Penn State, people would be ready. It's a good example. BJ. Recon Athlete episode 126. Chris Sanchez, Zach Luceto. Shout out to Snoop Daniel. Shout out to BJ, Wes, Emo, all on the watch party. Shout out to Steven Angiano. Shout out to Paul. I don't know where he's at and what he's doing, but shout him out too.
Behind the scenes work.
Oh yeah, behind the scenes work. Yeah, forgot. So BJ is saying that NFL has massive restrictions on player movement. He's trying to explain to me the difference between NFL and college. And college has kids walking around campus. Now, I understand they might have massive restrictions on player movement, BJ, but
there's still NBA got dudes going to the strip club in a bubble.
Yes.
NFL players are.
What do you think the NFL players are doing? And Major League Baseball, same thing. I listened to, during the playoffs, and I'm a huge baseball fan. Listen to MLB Network on Sirius XM. Listen to, some of these guys that were playing in the playoffs. And the Major League Baseball said, oh, okay, well, you can bring they were telling these players, you can bring your family, but your family has to stay here, blah, 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 do that, can't move. Or your family can do whatever they want, or they can move, but you can't leave the hotel, And so the player, I can't remember what player it was. I want to say it was Trevor Bauer. Maybe Shane Bieber. I can't remember. Somebody with the Indians. And they were saying, okay, but I'm in the same hotel. We're all staying in the same hotel.
It's always Trevor Bauer.
I'm getting, He's like, I'm getting on the same elevator with all these people I don't know, the other guests in the hotel. They're going out. They're doing all this stuff. I'm getting on the same elevator, hanging out, going to the same hotel lobby, going to the same hotel restaurant, being around all these other people, that are able to go out and come back. I don't know what they have, what they're doing, and so you still have contact, even if you have player restrictions. They're still having contact with people that are moving about. So I mean, and I guess I understand that if you're not going to the strip club, you have a less chance of of getting COVID-19, but to me it's ridiculous because
did the dude that went to the strip club?
It's not like they're in the bubble.
COVID-19.
I don't know.
I don't think he even got COVID-19.
Probably not, dude. Well, I mean, plus these players, dude, they're in really good shape, man. Most of them have really good immune systems, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, although Andy Dalton does say
they go to Juice World.
Yeah, although Andy Dalton did say he still can't taste he still can't taste anything. That's what he was saying.
Dude, my
but he's gonna start.
Watches Grey's Anatomy.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give the girl from Grey's Anatomy COVID-19 in the show.
Oh, what?
Yeah, she got COVID.
Yeah,
on the show, the main girl.
For real?
Grey, yeah. Now and then she's like,
there's actually somebody named Grey.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
She said that she's like doing really bad. She's like gonna be on a ventilator and stuff. They're gonna kill off Grey's Anatomy girl with COVID-19.
They are. That'd be crazy.
What are they gonna do to the show? Just be called Anatomies.
It's just gonna be Anatomy.
Tune in to Wednesday night Anatomies.
Yeah, COVID Anatomy. Let me get your opinion on this. I forgot about this. Wes reminded me of it on the watch party. Shout out to Snoop Daniel. He said the other day, last week, I don't know if he was kidding or not. He sounded pretty serious because usually you can tell when Snoop's kidding. He said he can smell COVID-19.
But you know how sometimes
he said he was being serious. He said, "Yeah, man, when I go into a place there's like this distinct smell, and I can smell it." And I was like, "So what do you do when you smell it?" And he was like, "Well, I leave."
Well, what if you done smelt it, then got it.
Yeah, you smelt it, you dealt it, right?
Well, if you done sniffed up all the
Dude, it was hilarious.
all the particles.
Me and Wes were.
But you know how sometimes
we were
you know, but you know how sometimes like you can look at a pit like people be posting stories or something or on Facebook, whatever you get on, and you're just like, oh yeah, COVID running rampant over there. You can just tell.
Yeah.
Like there's a bar in San Antonio that like opened right at the beginning of COVID called Chicken and Pickle.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a bar and restaurant that also has all these pickleball courts.
Oh yeah.
And like you just see all these people there, you're just like, oh yeah, that's the COVID capital of Texas right there.
I mean, yeah,
you can just tell. It's just a feeling in your gut.
I know, and I've started
the COVID tingles,
and I've started a COVID-19 debate on the watch party.
Gets your hairs standing up.
Yeah, BJ is saying that small numbers of players breaking issues is anecdotal to the issues, but it's not. I mean, like Andy Dalton got COVID-19. You think Andy Dalton is running around doing things? Like you think
it's anecdotal.
Do you think you don't know what anecdotal means?
BJ, he said Andy Dalton.
Oh, I said Andy Dalton, not anecdotal. But you think Andy Dalton? If anybody, you think Andy Dalton is breaking the rules, the COVID-19 rules? No,
that sounds like a player in like you're watching basketball in the Olympics. He plays for Serbia. Anecdotal.
like
a good 3-point, like a 3-and-D guy.
Yeah, he's 3-and-D. Yeah.
But like kind of skinny.
Yeah, he throws up the rock and then does a little backwards shuffle.
He passes it to the Joker down low, got him playing, and then you pass it back out to anecdotal.
Back to anecdotal. Yeah. That's gonna be our next guy. That's gonna be our dude. But yeah, I mean, Andy Dalton. I know he didn't for the Cowboys, quarterback for the Cowboys.
He's not at the strip. I don't think he was at the strip club.
I don't think so either.
I don't think he was.
His wife got COVID-19. His son got COVID-19.
The only way
he probably got it from his son or his wife.
The only way Andy Dalton was out and about getting COVID-19 is if he was like had a speaking engagement at Stony Point High School.
Right.
That's
how that's how he got it. Anyways, since we're talking about NFL, let's go ahead and go to the NFL Week 11 these lines. We got Eagles at the Browns. Browns are a 3-point favorite.
I thought about picking up the Browns defense.
I picked up the Eagles defense in one league just because they're actually not that bad, and
the Browns defense is bad.
But Baker Mayfield likes to hold on to the ball, so I feel like there's some sack opportunities for the Eagles.
The Browns defense is bad, but the Eagles offense is bad. So that was my thought process. I didn't do it, but I thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, Carson Wentz loves to throw to the other team. He's usually the MVP. He's usually the MVP of the other team. Mm-hmm. So I mean, that wouldn't have been a bad. I mean, especially a streamer option. You always want to look. I mean, I mean, you could have a defense in fantasy that scores single digits or even a negative, and then they play a bad offense, and all of a sudden they have 2 sacks, fumble recovery, and a touchdown. They get like 20 points. Mm-hmm. That happens all the time. So not a bad streamer option. Falcons at Saints. BJ wanted us to talk about Taysom Hill and how he's going to play quarterback, and he's eligible to play quarterback, or he's eligible to be tight end on ESPN and some other formats in fantasy. And so BJ went and picked him up in an effort to trade him to somebody with the, that being the selling point of him playing tight end but being a quarterback. So you can put him in your tight end position, but he's gonna be a quarterback, be starting at quarterback for the Saints. And the Saints said, because my initial thought was that he starts. Do my quotes. He starts, and then Jameis Winston comes in, after the first series or two, kind
of how like when you get like a really good freshman or something, and you say, oh, the senior's still going to start, and he's like plays a couple possessions and it comes out.
Mm-hmm. Right. Or it's like an opener in baseball. They have they start doing that where they bring in a guy, pitches 1 or 2 innings, and then they bring in the starter. So I mean that was my initial thought, but then the headline came out that Jameis Winston wasn't going to play at all, or not play at all, but they didn't have any plays in the offense or any offensive scheme to feature Jameis Winston. So now they're saying that it's going to be Taysom Hill.
I find that hard to believe.
Me too, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
I bet Jameis Winston is featured in the offense even when Drew Brees was healthy. You got to have that in your offense.
I mean, how do you not have Jameis Winston? I mean, why even sign Jameis Winston if he's not going to be like doing anything on your offense?
So maybe the Saints are just they're playing the Falcons. The Falcons aren't that great. Mm-hmm. Maybe they're just doing a BJ and they're trying to start Taysom Hill so that they can trade him.
Yeah, they're trying to. Yeah, Sean Payton is in his fantasy league needs Taysom Hill to put some in on his tight. He's having tight end issues. He needs to win this week to get into the playoffs in Sean Payton's personal fantasy league. But they are 3.5-point favorites still, the Saints, without Drew Brees. Drew Brees is going to be out at least 3 weeks. He's got 5 broken ribs, punctured lung. I'm almost like Drew. Like, I'm almost afraid to have him come back, to see him come back. I mean, this dude he's hurt, man. He's an older dude. And he's my age. He's older than me. Still playing NFL quarterback, And so when he gets hurt, when he gets hit, and
that wasn't even like a super bad hit.
That's what I'm saying. He gets pile drived into the ground. I mean, it's like, dude, get rid of that ball. You gotta be more like Tom Brady, Drew. Tom's like 1, 2, 3, like 2 pumps, and then lets it go.
Kind of like you.
Kind of like me. Cincinnati Bengals at Washington. Washington football team 1.5 favorite at home. I believe Alex Smith is still starting. The Bungles are still the Bungles, even though Burrow is there. T. Higgins, shout out T. Higgins. I think I'm starting him in one of my leagues. I think I'm starting him in the Recon League. He's having a breakout season, of course. Detroit Lions at Carolina. Detroit is 2-point favorite. Carolina still they don't know who's going to start at quarterback. Teddy Two Gloves is questionable. DeAndre Swift is out for the Lions, so anybody's got Kerryon Johnson, you might want to plug him in, if you got a flex spot. Carolina, I think it's Will Greer, your homie from West Virginia, or I think it was PJ Walker or something like that. Like one of those two. They didn't even know.
I think didn't PJ Walker play?
They didn't even.
And I think he played in one of those other leagues. I think I might be wrong. But
he did. Yeah, he did. I think it was one of the. Yeah, he was really good too. So they're not sure on the Carolina side who's going to be playing quarterback tomorrow. Still, if Teddy's not able to go. Steelers at Jacksonville. Steelers are a 10.5-point favorite. Now I heard this. I went to go get some tacos this morning. It wasn't. I've been eating too much menudo lately. My blood type is menudo. When I went to go, donate. They're like your blood type came back. It's menudo.
So we can't take this, sir. It's too greasy.
So I went, went and got some tacos instead because I'm Mexican. But anyways, I was listening to CBS Sports Network, and I always try to tell y'all who I was listening to, but the guy didn't say his name. But he did bring up Chris Sims, and I haven't been a fan of Chris Sims, since his days at the Longhorns.
He read us a book when I was in elementary school.
Shut up.
Yeah, he did.
Chris Sims.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. He played at Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he came and read us a book in the library.
What book was it?
I don't know.
Were you
jersey?
Were you like starstruck?
I didn't know.
I
was like 5. I didn't know.
Yeah, but you knew who he was.
I remember it.
Yeah,
but I didn't know at the time. No.
You're like 5. That's funny. You were in kindergarten, and Chris Sims was reading you a book while you were in kindergarten, and probably the next day I saw him at the club on 6th Street. So that's the age difference here. But anyways, Chris Sims made a top 10 quarterback list earlier this week, and I'm talking about it, and other people were talking about it. So he his goal was met. He did not include Ben Roethlisberger, and so all of Pittsburgh was like very upset about this. Ben Roethlisberger, not a top 10 quarterback this year right now. Justin Herbert was in the top 10 thing. So I don't know if Ben Roethlisberger knows this. I don't think Ben Roethlisberger cares. But apparently a lot of Steelers fans did get upset about it. So So Chris Sims not a fan, or not the Pittsburgh fan isn't a fan of Chris Sims these days. I do expect them to beat Jacksonville. 10.5 is still a lot of points, double digits, no matter what, in an NFL game. Tennessee Titans, Baltimore Ravens. This should be a good one. They're both running teams, of course. I mean, the Baltimore Ravens running is based on Lamar Jackson rather than their actual running backs, which is so weird to me. They've got good running backs. Mm-hmm. You got J.K. Dobbins.
You drafted a running back.
Right. You got Gus Edwards. Is Mark Ingram still there? I mean, is he still on the roster? I mean, come on. And then Tennessee Titans, of course, got Derrick Henry. Their passing game has been. I just traded. I did trade. Finally, BJ got me to trade him AJ Brown. So he's been MIA. So I gave BJ AJ Brown in one of our leagues. So they need to get that. I just don't trust Ryan Tannehill anymore. Patriots at Texans. Patriots a 2.5-point favorite. Dolphins at Broncos. Emo's Dolphins are a 4-point favorite. That Dolphins defense gonna have a field day with Drew Lock, most likely. But they're 6-3, man. Tell you what, Emo's been all over the Dolphins. I mean, he's Mr. Eamstradamus. Chargers at the Jets. The Jets still tanking for Trevor.
You kind of stink in our fantasy league.
Dude, I do, man. I do. Well, that was the one I had.
The Sarge dude, that's the dude that does Lockhart, right?
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of on brand for him to be the team covering one of the worst teams.
Dang, dude. That was the league where I had Saquon Barkley, and at the beginning of the year, dude, I can't even tell you all the injuries that I had. Remember BJ will remember this. Like, I had a MASH unit, dude. Like, everybody was going down for my team, like, week after week. I mean, I'm surprised I have like 4 wins. I mean, that's just surprisingly, I've been able to shuffle together 4 wins. Yeah, I've been doing bad in all my leagues. So I just always, like, every week I played West last week. He blew up. Like, I've been, like, all my leagues, I've been playing the one team that blows up every year or every week in one of the leagues, or even all the leagues. I've been playing that guy. I've had some bad luck.
I've just got to do it like me. You just got to draft a team and then never touch it. That's what I do.
And then there's the teams, like, although I did get lucky last week in my Wastewood League because I scored 86 points, but I won. I needed that to happen more often. Green Bay, Indianapolis.
Yeah, that should be good.
The Colts 1.5-point favorite.
When is that?
It's going to be the late game, 3:25 on Sunday.
Do you know channel?
I do not know.
Because if it's not the game of the week, we probably don't get it.
Yeah, probably not. You mean?
No, that's bad. That's bad podcasting. We'll look it up later.
Okay. Of course, Cowboys at Vikings. Vikings are a 7-point favorite. Andy Dalton gonna start. Andy Dalton he can't taste, but he can't taste or smell,
chuck the rock.
but he can see and he can walk
sling it.
and he can
sling it
throw a
already.
football. So he's starting for the Dallas Cowboys.
Maybe it'll be better because he won't have a bad taste in his mouth from his last performance.
Hey.
Like that.
But I wish I had one of those. Do I have anything? No.
I guess that kind of works.
Is that yeah? Yeah, that kind of works. We'll do that one too. So the Cowboys, we try to put together. I did trade. So they were on the bye last week. Before the bye week, I traded, or somebody offered me Zeke Elliott, and I took it.
For what'd you give up?
Kareem Hunt. So I was like, yeah, that's one
In
of
our
those.
league?
No, it's a different league. And all my leagues, I have a losing record. So I'm just like, I got to do something, try to win the last, 2 or 3 games. So I was like, I'll take my chances with Zeke Elliott. You got to make a splash when you need to make a big move. Then tomorrow night we got the Chiefs at the Raiders. Chiefs 8.5-point favorite. Derek Carr could have a big game. It's 57. Over under is 57, so they're expecting some points in this game. Let's see. And then the Monday Rams at the Buccaneers. The Bucs are a 4-point favorite, even though the Rams beat the Seahawks last week. Which I gotta give props to Emo. He called the Rams to beat the Seahawks last week, so he did. He was definitely right about that. Let's see. BJ says, "Hey Zach, we should make a trade." Emo's calling the Raiders.
BJ, I blocked your notifications on the ESPN app, so all the requests you've made me, I'm not even getting them anymore.
Let's see. Eamstradamus says home game Raiders calling the upset. So he's got the Raiders to upset the Chiefs, and he's also saying that Thielen's going to score 2 touchdowns against the Cowboys. So I mean, if you're doing DFS, you want to throw in a guy that's going to score 2 touchdowns. Eamstradamus says that Thielen's going to be the guy. Score 2 tutties. All right, real quick. Man, I've been on here for an hour already. Dang, dude. I'm going to reconathlete.com. Go check that out. You can see our old podcast there. And you can see the, of course, the Central Texas High School football schedules and scores. Let's see. We had Alamo Heights taking care of Lockhart 36-12. Round Rock 28, Vandergrift 21. Zach, what happened?
I think it was apparent very early in that game that Round Rock was probably going to win.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they good? Are they quietly sneaking? Like, are they going to have a little run in the playoffs?
I don't think so. The Mongozi twins,
mm-hmm.
they were at the game. I talked to them for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The district is definitely not what it was. I think, and that's apparent.
25-6.
Right? I think that's apparent by what Vandergrift did to Vista.
Mm-hmm.
Round Rock beating Vista and Round Rock beating Vandergrift. Because this Round Rock team lost to Cedar Ridge.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is going to be one of those years where everybody's out really early in the playoffs.
Could it have been that the Round Rock Cedar Ridge game is just a rivalry game and sometimes...
Yeah, but I don't think that Round Rock is like Round Rock good.
So you think Vandergrift, Round Rock... You think all these 25-6A teams are early exits?
Yeah, 2 rounds.
2 rounds, really?
Yeah.
Even Vandy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think if everything settles right now, it would be like Austin High and then Judson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Round Rock is just they're such a juxtaposition on the rest of the district.
Mm.
I mean, you got RJ Martinez, you got Kyle Brown, you've got Jake Hubenak as the quarterback coach of Hutto. You've got...
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. You've got Cedar Ridge throwing the ball all over the place. And then you get to Round Rock, and they probably threw the ball 5 times total on the night. They just pound the ball every play.
Well, they have a big offensive line, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, they're not exceptionally huge. It's not like riddled with Division I talent.
Yeah.
but they have good backs. Seth Ford is a big kid running the ball, and they just do it every play.
Just control the clock.
Yeah.
4 yards and a cloud of dust.
Yeah.
Or 4 yards.
I think the first half was like 45 minutes long.
4 yards in a cloud of tire shavings.
Yeah. And then like we were talking on the broadcast. Whenever Vandergrift tied it in regulation, they probably should have gone for 2. I mean, even if you lose to Round Rock, you probably have a portion of the district title.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to play for 2 weeks. Your next game is the playoffs, no matter what. I don't really know what you have to lose, because if you go to overtime, then you're telling a team like Round Rock, okay, you have to try to score from the 25. And then so Round Rock's like, okay, so we just do what we've been doing the whole game.
Yeah.
Like I would love to try to score from the 25. That's way easier when I'm just pounding the ball. I'd rather pound the ball from the 25 than from my side of the field. Yeah. So sure enough, that's the first possession of overtime. Took like 3 plays. Just run. And then if you're Vandergrift, you're inside the 25, then you're kind of a big play oriented offense. You can't really do that in the red zone like that.
Yeah. Fair enough. So, I mean, you were
Bunch of injuries.
But yeah.
Yeah. Ryan Shepard, probably the main running back for Vandergrift, went down. Ricky Sweeney, probably one of the main defensive linemen for Vandergrift, went down as well. So that definitely didn't help on both sides of the ball.
Yeah. So, Emo's talking about some high school football on here. Georgetown may make past the second round. Then he's asking about Temple. I don't know. Shout out to Reed.
Shout out Temple.
Reed getting on the watch party. Shout out to Texas Point Outdoors. TexasPointOutdoors.com. I'm gonna get. Reed. I'm gonna get a. My dad said he wants one of those hats, so I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna hit up a hat for one of his Christmas presents. BJ says, "What about them Lobos? They beat McCollum 33-0. Shout out to Lehman.
Is that Austin McCollum?
McCollum, San Antonio.
Oh,
yeah. 26-6A Westlake 62, Austin High 0. Lake Travis and Aikens postponed. They had Hayes beating Del Valley 24-21. 11-5A Division 1 Georgetown 62, Pflugerville 28. Anderson and Manor postponed, as it says here. 12-5A Division 1 Dripping Springs. I guess that was a postponement.
correct.
Yeah. Seguin and Johnson. Seguin had 55, Johnson 24. 13-5A Division 2 Rouse 28, Glen 27. Brenham 49, Cedar Creek 7. Eastview 62, Conley 6. And Elgin 37, Bastrop 17.
Rouse winning district.
What's up? Feeling so aroused.
Jeez. I don't think you can say that.
14-5A Division 2 Liberdale 84, Navarro 0. Marble Falls 44 is Northeast 0. And then some Centex area championship playoffs. Playoffs?
Why'd you say the word championship right there?
Because it says championship. I don't know. Paul puts there. Callan Wildcats, shout out to Justice McClure. They beat Canyon Lake 37-31.
Shout out all the McClures.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
What?
For Bernie beats Port Lavaca Calhoun, the Sand Crabs. So it was the Greyhounds beating the Sand Crabs 27-24. That's got to be a kind of an upset. Oh, Port Lavaca's, I guess they were number 8. Yeah. Wimberley Texans 54, Hondo Owls 14. Shout out to the Camacho family out in Hondo. Geronimo. Navarro 52, Raymondville 18. And dude, Geronimo Navarro, that's 2 big wins the last 2 weeks. And Lexington 28, Taft 0, and 3A Division 2. And then let's see. Franklin Lions 49, Natalia 20. And then we got some Saturday games. We got Veterans Memorial versus New Braunfels Canyon. Alice versus LBJ today. That's in Seguin at 2:30.
I think Snoop's going to go.
Alice Coyotes. And Miller versus Lampasas, 8 o'clock. It's going to be in San Antonio. So who does Vandergrift have next week? They off?
They're off. As of right now, they're done for until playoffs.
Who did
Stony Point's left, but
oh, okay.
Nobody even wants to play Stony Point at this point.
You don't know. Yeah. And then
You get coronavirus just talking about
Stony Point. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then Reed's in the watch party. I got to say shout out to him. They did a lot of fishing and hunting last week because Texas Point Outdoors.
Yep.
Him and his family.
That's the point, just to be outdoors.
Just to be outdoors. That's the Texas point. And to fish and hunt.
The point of being in Texas is to be outdoors. You can clip that.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go, Reed. You can have that if you want. Zach says you can have it. Anything else? Other topics as assigned? Did you do anything this week? Anything fun?
No.
It's been working.
Really. Yeah. Same old.
How's your condo search? Are we still looking for a condo for you to buy?
Yeah, I'm looking for a condo. It's $200,000.
That's a good price.
Yeah.
For Austin. Is it
I
in
want
Austin?
I want a nice one though.
Is it in Austin?
No, I haven't found one. I'm saying I'm looking for one.
Oh, okay. I know somebody that might be able to help you out.
I visited an apartment.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, on Tuesday. I didn't like it. No. I liked it. So I found out
what didn't you like?
Okay, so that was the first one I ever visited.
Okay.
So I've always just been looking online. So I found out. So they had two like floor plans that I wanted to look at.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the same floor plan. One was like 500 something square feet, and the other one was almost 700 square feet. I looked at the 500 square foot one, and I realized that's way too small. I can't do that, especially just for like how
much was it?
It's like 500. It was like almost 600 square feet.
That's too small.
It was I
don't
know if
small.
it was like the layout or what, but it was too small.
small.
Like I couldn't have people over. Like I couldn't do none of that.
Especially in the time of COVID, you need room.
So I think I need at least 700 square feet.
Yeah, at least.
At least for
I
sure.
would say, but I mean honestly, like 900.
That's expensive, dude.
Where are you looking though?
Within 10 miles of downtown.
Have you looked around here?
Those Burnett Flats, you don't know anything about them, you said, but they're like right down the street.
They're right here.
You could throw a taco and hit it.
Yeah, they're right there.
But
right
like those have some good deals. But
have you looked at Camden? Right here on the corner.
I think they're expensive too.
I mean, I think all of those are expensive, but like the Camden ones, they are expensive, but they come with because I've looked at them a couple times. I looked at them before we moved to here.
Because my budget is $1,500.
Yeah, which is a lot. You're rich, dude. But yeah, they have but make sure you have like washer and dryer, like that it comes with a washer and dryer.
Yeah, the Copeland is the one I looked at. It's like near the Domain, not Breaker and something. And it was really, really nice on the inside. Like the inside of the apartment was like super awesome.
Are they brand new?
They're pretty new.
So if you are gonna go to the apartment still, if you can find one that's brand new and you're the first person to live in it, that's what you want. You know what I mean?
But I didn't like
if you can find something that's brand spanking new and you're the first person to live in it.
I didn't like the size. Then the outside of the apartment, like it wasn't very like well kept.
Mm-hmm.
Like it looked really nice on the inside. Like there's like all this technology, like the whole
like Google Fiber.
Yeah, the whole apartment is like you can do everything from your phone. Like there's like a keypad to get into the door. You don't have to have a key.
Yeah.
Like into your front door.
Yeah.
It was like super nice on the inside, and then like all the amenities are nice, but then you like walk out of the apartment and it's like just ugly looking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that shit matters, Like if I'm gonna spend like a good amount of money, especially for like my first apartment, like I want to live somewhere like nice,
Yeah. I mean that makes sense too. I get you. I totally get that. But I don't know. We'll get together sometime. You got what days off do you have this week for Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving.
Just Thanksgiving Day?
Yeah.
You got to work Wednesday and Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh, dude, what kind of tacos y'all got?
Oh, Taco Tuesday at Corner Bar. We got
pastor.
We got we have basically.
So it's not like tacos. It's like
we have steak,
like fancy tacos.
We have steak, chicken, and so steak, which is carne asada. We have chicken and pork. So.
But is it like tortillas, like a bunch of stuff on it?
No.
Or is it like
taco
truck?
It's taco truck style. So it's going to have like pico de gallo. It's going to have some guacamole and some queso fresco, like that white crumbly cheese. It's good, man. Used to come check. We had rave reviews, man. Everybody that stopped by there, like even my parents stopped by. My mom liked it.
Dude,
my mom. If my mom
y'all got
liked
music?
it, man, we had DJ. Yeah, we had DJ Corrupt. Sid was there. He's a DJ for what's his name? Gary Clark Jr.
Isn't that a country person?
Gary Clark Jr.
Yeah. Isn't that country?
He's not country, dog.
Oh. Dude, Round Rock pregame had a DJ
Did they really?
playing their pregame music. A dude had like a whole DJ setup playing pregame music.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
Who was it?
I don't know. It was a Mexican dude. He didn't look like a DJ. He looked like he probably teach algebra one, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was pretty cool.
He was just like he's like doing that just to like try to get like gigs.
And he like had headphones on. He like had like the whole setup.
Yeah. Well, we're down. I'll be down there. I'll be down there again Tuesday night. Probably start about 8:00 or so.
So it's only one day a week that you're there.
We're doing Tuesdays. So here's the deal. We're trying to like we're still kind of. I mean, I still got to do my boulevard shifts. We're kind of still understaffed. We're looking for people to help. So Lockery wants to do. He wants to do Tuesdays through the end of the year. Like just do the pop up.
Yeah.
Just kind of
because I start working at Revelry.
Because holidays, yeah, man, bring it.
On the weekends. So.
Yeah, because like the holiday season, it's always kind of up and down, and especially with COVID and like all this, like we never know what the crowds are going to be like. It's so weird. So yeah, he's like, yeah, let's just, he's like 2021, we'll look to do it, 5 days a week, get that late night crowd. Cause there's like a lot of service industry people that come into Corner Bar about 11 o'clock. Cause all the restaurants and stuff down there, they all close at, they're like the Boulevard. They close at 10, 9 or 10. So their staffs go out and they'll come by Corner Bar. Cause Corner Bar is, it's got a lot of patio space and stuff. People feel safe there. And, yeah, so we're going to do, Taco Tuesdays, a little pop up until the end of the year, which I mean, dude, we're 6 weeks away from 2021, so it's not that long. I mean, next week's Thanksgiving. We got Thanksgiving plans or what?
No, my parents are going out of town, but I can't go because I got work. So.
I can't believe you got it. I mean, you have a government job, man. You should have at least 3 days off.
Yeah, but it's federal schedule because we do like banking stuff.
Okay. All right. Any shout outs, man?
Yeah, dude. Shout out BJ.
All right. I want to shout out shout out to Snoop. He got on the watch party. He says, get a job at Revelry, Zach. Let's see. Emo. Shout out to Emo.
If I get a job at Revelry, I'm bringing the salmon back. I'm bringing it in my pockets.
Bringing it? Okay. But shout out to Emo and BJ. They're talking about Liberty Hill and Round Rock for some reason and the size of the classes there. Shout out to Wes and his Arkansas Hogs. Shout out to.
We're gonna get a copyright strike.
Are we? Oh yeah. Let me go back to this one then. Shout out to Kreitz Market, of course. Texas Point Outdoors and Reed. I want to shout out to God and my family. And let's see. I got to weigh in on something on the watch party, and I'll do that as soon as I sign off here. And, of course, shout out to Paul Rodriguez. I don't know if you're not watching us anymore. Did you hurt his feelings, dude?
I don't know, dude.
I think he did something, dude. I think he hurt his feelings.
Dude, he's just working behind the scenes, man.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. All right. We'll see y'all.
There's a UFC fight tonight.
Which one?
Figueiredo.
I didn't even. I don't really
125.
I don't watch UFC, dude. I don't get. I just like.
Do you have Paul's ESPN Plus?
I got. I think Snoop has ESPN Plus.
Oh, because I bought it on Paul's, and I think you can watch it on 2 screens.
Oh. Can you?
I think so. That's what I saw online.
I don't know. I think Snoop has it here. I mean, I'll be at work till late, so. Is it pay-per-view? It's not pay-per-view, right?
Is.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, because it's championship bout.
And I don't know. Anyways. Oh, your boy's fight's back on, Ryan Garcia.
For next month, right?
Well, they moved it to January.
Oh.
Because his opponent, Luke Campbell, got COVID-19. So they moved it. So it was supposed to be December 5th, I think. And now it's going to be January 2nd. So, but
Canelo, he got out of his contract.
Yeah, and he's supposed to fight in December too. And then we had that Bud Crawford beatdown of Kell Brook last week. I want him to fight Errol Spence rather than Manny Pacquiao, but he'll probably end up fighting Pacquiao just because Pacquiao is going to be the bigger sell. But him against Spence would be a much better match for sure.
Better bout.
Yeah. And then we're still not going to have Fury and what's his name?
Wilder.
I don't know. I do want to see Ryan Garcia. They're still going off about Liberty Hill and Round Rock and the size.
I want to see Ryan Garcia too because he's been doing a lot of stuff like not boxing.
Yeah.
So I want to see if he's still.
And I want to see him like
he's gotten better. Or,
yeah, against. So I mean, I would say Luke Campbell's probably his, biggest name that he's fought and best guy that he's fought. So, all right, we'll see y'all. Oh, do you want to do Wednesday, man? I don't know if you're gonna.
It doesn't matter. You tell me, dude.
I don't know. I don't think I can do Wednesday because I might have to work.
God, it's Thanksgiving.
And then Thanksgiving Thursday. So let's just plan on doing Saturday.
All right.
Let's plan on doing next Saturday. We'll take a Wednesday off.
Everyone have a good Thanksgiving. Enjoy your week off of recon.
And sorry about Wednesday, man.
I was ready.
I know you're ready.
I want everyone to know I was ready.
Dude, that's what I'm saying, man. We don't like. It was weird. Like our whole,
I'm never ready.
Our whole patio filled up. Like as soon as 5 o'clock hit, like as soon as we opened, like on a Wednesday, and usually it's never like that.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden it was just like full. So I couldn't leave them. It was just like 2 people there. It's like Meredith.
So you gotta hire me.
You really want to work at Revelry? Whatever.
I never had like a job like that, but I'll do it. I think I'll be good at it.
You think so?
They'd be like, "Oh, can I have the whatever grilled cheese?" I'm like, "That's not that good." I'll tell you what you should get is the salmon. And I'll be going in there and be like, "Hey, another person order the salmon," but I got to tell them we don't have it.
Yeah, we don't have salmon. Although the redfish is good. I don't know. Maybe you need to try the redfish.
I want to try the shrimp.
Shrimp po' boy?
Yeah,
that's real good.
Try.
That's real good. Y'all come and see me. Maybe at Revelry on the Boulevard later tonight and tomorrow. Y'all be careful out there. All right. All right. We out of here.